What's going on, guys? Our Soul Crusher GT here, and welcome back to another Skullgirls Mobile video. But first, before we start, if you guys are new here, why not consider subscribing? And if you want, you can turn on that post notification bell so you'll be notified if I upload another video. Well, without further ado, let's get right into it. This is the top 5 bronze fighters that you can invest in when starting off in Skullgirls Mobile. Number 5. Icy Hot Valentine. So this variation of Valentine is not the best, but not the worst either. Her signature ability, First Responder, can give your deployed fighter healing for 15 seconds. She also provides 15% blockbuster meter on tag-in. So imagine that you're on a crucial fight on the Rift or something, and your tagout fighter's BB3 is like 85%. And when you tag it in, their blockbuster is actually ready to activate. So you just have to click on that shit and there we go. It's actually pretty decent for a bronze support fighter, like giving 15% blockbuster meter on tagging, which is actually pretty decent. Well, on top of that, you can also equip Combat Clinic on her Marquee ability, so if ever you're encountering a tough and strong fighter, well, she'll provide you Final Stand that won't make you fall under 1% of health for 5 seconds. Well, it kinda depends on the level of ability, but it still gives you Final Stand nonetheless. Number 4. Decrypted Eliza. Well, I haven't tried Decrypted yet, but all I know is she deserves a spot in the top 5 because of her signature ability, Envy. So Envy deals 25% bonus damage to any fighter that has active buffs. So this can be a counter to any fighter that gives buffs, like a Surgeon General that gives other fighters immunity and enrage every 30 seconds while Valentine is alive, or Baseline that gives himself heavy regen and armor on tagging, or also Hellcat that has like permanent enrage in while she is like above 65% health. Well, this ability also adds 15% bonus damage for every living teammate of the enemy. So meaning we will already deal 30% bonus damage at the start of the round, which is actually nuts. And as for the Marquee ability, I don't know, because I don't use Eliza that much, but go for the Marquee that best suits you. But for me, I go with Blood Oath, because when Eliza is pretty darn low, I just sacrifice one of my weak fighters so Eliza can gain 30% health regen. But that's just me. But just do it when you know how to play Eliza and you know you can carry it with your Eliza skills. But yeah, you do you. Number 3. Cold Stone's Beowulf. This is the variant that I hate dealing with because of that stupid special ability Out Cold, which gives you 20% chance of being stunned when you got throwed by him. And guess how many seconds? Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 6 fucking seconds. And not only that, but it deals 50 fucking bonus damage when you're stunned, which makes it even more frustrating. Anyways, yeah, it's one of the most annoying fighter in Bronze tier anyway, to counter as. Especially when the AI likes to throw you over and over until you can't throw break. And as for the Marquee ability, just go for Defending Champ. That will give you bonus damage every time his health bar is higher than the enemy, especially when your enemy is stunned.
That's a lot of damage!
Number 2. Sketchy Peacock. Well. Looks like the Sketchy just made it in the list. And due to the nerfs the Sketchy had, he's not the most OP Peacock variant anymore. But he's still good in Rift battles and crap, so he's still worth investing. So what Sketchy do is he gives the tagged in fighter free immunity and haste for 10 seconds. If you don't know these kinds of buffs, immunity doesn't give you debuffs, and haste makes you fill your blockbuster meter fast for 10 seconds, except when your teammate died. And he also gives the tagged in opponent slow and curse. Slow means you fill your blockbuster meter so slow, and curse is you can't gain any buffs for 10 seconds, which is pretty much broken at this point. Well, no surprise that it got nerfed, but anyways, sadly this will only activate if the enemy tagged out and not killed. But that's not an excuse to not invest in it, right? Well, for the Marky ability, just go with Cast Party. There will be 50% chance that you will be tagged in the fighter. Its attack will be unblockable, so you might wanna take advantage of that.
Now, for a honorable mention. This is actually pretty hard to decide because both of them are so good, especially when you evolve into gold. But here's my pick. Honorable mention, Sheltered Parasol. Okay, so hear me out here. Sheltered is actually pretty good due to the fact that she gets a stack of Enrage every time you crit, maxing out to 5. But this won't work if you're dealing with a tank. Resident Evil. Your 5 stacks is pretty much useless against tanky fighters like Resident or Brain Freeze Arabella, but against an overleveled fighter, it's actually pretty good. She burned those easily. Especially because her special ability is 20% increase of crit rate on every single teammate. You can also top it all off with blockbusters that can further increase your crit rate, so you can have unlimited enrage every single time. And as for the Marky, you always go for the critical mass, so you deal lots and lots of damage when critting, because what this do is, per active tier, you get 8% bonus damage when you critically strike. So imagine having a lot of tiers, for example like 6, you will get at least 48% more bonus damage along with 100% bonus damage from your 5 stack enrage, which is actually pretty insane. Okay, now for the top 1. I'm actually trying to debate in 2 variants because it's actually both fighters and both variants are good, but one is for defense and one is for offense. It's a tough match, but as I was comparing their special abilities, I think I found a winner. Number 1, Bad Hair Day. Okay, so I was debating on Frayed Ends on this one, but sure, both of them are good variants, but Bad Hair Day is actually good for offense, while Frayed Ends is actually good for defense. Because what Frayed Ends do is, she gets like at least bonus damage for every bleed, and 20% if I'm not mistaken, and she gives off bleed every time she gets hit while blocking, or not blocking. So, but BHD is actually pretty good for offense because there's a 10% chance that it gives off bleed for 7 seconds, and it will increase her crit rate for 15% while they're bleeding. It will also stack up to 5 times with the first cut, which is her Marky ability, which gives off 15% chance to make those bleeds permanent, maxing out to 5. Meaning, if you still stack 5 more temporary bleeds while the enemy has 5 permanent bleeds, if you combo hard enough, and if you're lucky, and RNGesus will actually bless you, it will give you 10 total bleeds that will make any tank fighter burn their health bar out. Not even Resident Evil or a resurrected fully armored dead Winter Squiggly can survive it. And the best part is, while the enemy has 5 stacks of armor, the bleed still deals damage. Also, if they have immunity, the permanent bleed does not go away, which is actually pretty great if you ask me. If I missed any bronze variant that's actually better than the list, or you don't agree with my picks, comment down below and tell me why it's better than that variant. Feedback is greatly appreciated, negative or positive. I don't mind. I plan on improving my content even more, and I hope that you enjoyed my first top 5 video. Again, if you guys liked it, be sure to click that like button on the video, and if you want more Skullgirls Mobile content or any other content, be sure to click subscribe as well. Well, this is going to be ISolCruiser GT signing off. Have a great day. Peace.